Mustang Resurrection sanding day. You know, when you work on these old cars, sometimes you gotta do stuff you just don't want to do. That's my task today. I gotta sand the engine bay of this car, like a lot. It's gonna need a lot. It's not glamorous, it's not fun. I downright do not enjoy it, but it's gotta get done. So today's the day. I've been picking at it a little bit here and there, so it's partially done, but I'm tired of having it on my plate. So buckle up, prepare yourself. It is engine compartment sanding day. Let's go. Okay, for this next part, this is basically operation sand the shit out of everything. So I'm not going to show you a whole lot of it because it's boring. It's just literally sanding everything. I will show you the tools that I'm using. I have a mini DA. That's a 3-inch DA. That is extremely handy for this stuff. Full-size DA. Well done. Full-size DA. These sanding sponges are awesome for this kind of thing because they're flexible. They can get in places that you can't otherwise get. They conform to all the millions of little contours in there. Those are great. You've got the Scotch-Brite, and for those impossible to otherwise get areas, little mini sand blaster here, handheld sandblast guy. If you use a sandblaster and you use sand, please use a respirator. The shit will kill you, okay? Let's sand some stuff. Okay, we got an update here on the engine bay. I've been working on cleaning and sanding all these bits and pieces. I've done most of the front here, as well as the shock towers and things. I'm still working on hammering some of this stuff out as well. I've removed some other bits as well just to make the whole thing easier. That is the engine cross member, so that's going to get painted separately. Just be a lot easier to do separate. Sway bar, again, same thing, it's got to get painted, and all the bushings are shot, so take it out, it's a lot easier. Those are the motor mount plates, same thing. Power steering lines and the bracket, they were just kind of in the way, so out they come, and I'll probably replace them. I'll see if I can get them pressure checked and see if they're any good. Probably replace them anyways, but making progress. There's not a whole lot in the way now, and I can get down in here and sand and clean all this stuff that I couldn't otherwise. Making progress, just a lot more sanding and cleaning, but we're painting here soon enough. The next order of business is to remove a few more things. I'm going to get the power steering ram out of the way, a couple bolts over there and 2 hoses, and the main bolt here. And I'm going to pull the whole heater box out of the car, and I'm going to do that because I've just tested the blower motor and it does not work. Plus, as you can see, somebody has customized the heater hoses, so I'll have to replace the heater hoses as well. So I'm just going to drop the whole heater box and see what kind of condition it's in. Plus, it will give me a place where I can get up inside the cowl and try to pull all that crap out of the cowl. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, it is 2 inches of pine needles inside the cowl. So as you can see, got the engine bay mostly prepped, ready to go. I did sand it pretty roughly. It was done with between like 80 grit and 120, so it will need to be gone over again to smooth it down before paint. But I need to address all this now before I start blowing air at the thing. I want to get all this crap out and get all this crap out. So, I'll set you up on a tripod and we'll start cleaning. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Spray foam. Spray foam. Oh boy. Oh boy. There does look to be maybe a little bit of rot in this seam here. Not much. This panel is nice and solid. I won't know. Let me get this plug out and see if I can get a lot of those pine needles out. The rest of this is really solid. Nothing of note here at all except for a little piece of braze right there. I don't know if that would be a factory thing. I cannot imagine. There's a little braze right there. But this is all solid as can be. And that's the factory dark green metallic paint. So I don't think it's had any repairs. But that was spray foam. I just pulled the spray foam out of the cowl. Oh shit. Let me get this plug out and try to suck out some of these pine needles. Tell. Really hard to tell. Okay, what I'm going to do is pull the plug on the other side, and I'm going to put compressed air on a blower on that side and try to blow all the crap over to this side and use the vacuum to suck it out of these two on this side. I think that's going to work, but what's happening is all the air is just blowing up through the cowl, so I'm going to just tape that off. So hopefully it blows everything over this way. Sure if that's working or not. I heard some stuff get sucked out, but not as much as I was hoping for. No. That's a no. That's a no! All the pine needles are still there. Okay, so, fascinating. Maybe just blow them like that. There we go. There we go. Now we're doing it. That is welding wire, I think. Or what the hell? Not sure. What's going on there? That is a wire coming out. It looks like welding wire to me. Huh. Well, now I broke it off. So that does not look to have been repaired to my eye. Let's see. So same on the other side. Looks like there might be a little rot in there. Layers are separating a tiny bit, which, you know, is pretty minimal. I'm not taking the cowl apart for that, but if there is rust in the hats, which I'm starting to suspect, then we'll have to take the cowl apart. Let's see. Let me try to suck the rest of this crap out. I got quite a bit of it, but there's still quite a bit. We got a classic good news, bad news situation here. Good news is the cowl is completely cleaned out and the cowl floor looks really good. In fact, using the air blower, I was blowing some paint free. Like that big spot right there is original factory metal, shiny metal. The paint blew off and there you go. So the bulk of the cowl's in really good shape. Dun 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 dun! I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. Yeah. That is the cowl hat. Not supposed to be like that, and it is rusted completely off on this side. And you can see what looks like maybe some other rust back there. Hard to tell. I have an endoscope. I'm going to bust it out, but I just wanted to show you the cowl is shot. I was hopeful that it was in really good shape because it appeared to be, but there was so much needles in there. At least this side is gone. The other side seems to be in better shape. But again, I can't really see. I'll bust out the endoscope and we'll take a real good look, but it's at least upright. Oh yeah. Well, there you go. The cowl is shot. What are you gonna do? Am I surprised? Not really. If you know anything about these old Mustangs, you know that the cowl is always shot. I am bummed because I really thought that this cowl on this car was good. I inspected it as best I could without removing 3 inches of pine needles, and it seemed to be in very good shape. Clearly, I was exceptionally wrong. The pine needles probably should have been a good indicator, should have been a sign to me, you know. So that's that. We're doing the cowl. That is a big job. Windshield's got to come out. Cowl panels got to come out. Weld in the new hats. It's a lot of work. But I'm not going to leave it like that. That's what I'm doing this for. Fix the damn car. So I'm doing the cowl. That means a couple of things. That means much more metal work than I originally thought. It's fine. But it also means that painting the engine compartment is very low priority. I want to get all the metal work done, get the structural stuff done, move on to cosmetics later. I may put a coat of epoxy on it just so it doesn't rust in the interim. I live in Los Angeles. We don't get a lot of rain. It's probably not going to rust a lot, and it still needs some sanding, so I may just leave it. Just leave it be, move on with the metal work. So I think next step will be to do the cowl. So we've got the passenger side floor, needs some patching. It's got a little bit of rust, not bad at all. And now that I know that the driver's side cowl was really bad, I went in there, pulled the carpet back, and sure enough, there's quite a bit of rust in the driver's side floor that you can't see from the bottom. There's a lot of grease and debris on the bottom. I scraped it off. There's some rot in there, so I'm gonna have to order the cowl panels and order the driver's side floor pan as well. The whole thing doesn't have to be replaced. Just make some patches. Most of it is really good shape, but it has some areas right where the firewall comes down and meets the floor pan. All that water from the cowl came down and settled right in that channel, and that is gone. So I may have to get some lower firewall patches as well. We'll see. I'm going to tear the interior out and start that as well. But first things first, cowl. It's a big job. I'll show you as much as I can. I'm not going to get crazy detailed on it because there's 100 videos that already do that. I'm just showing you my progress, as I've said. So I will order some panels and we're moving on. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me to go to hell. Leave a comment if you have something to say. I always respond. I appreciate it. Thank you.